you guys some basic tips on how to lose weight. I always get questions asking for simple tips to lose weight, so I've come up with 10 tips that should help you guys get started. I am just a girl who decided to go out and lose 50 pounds, and she did it, and that is pretty much all I can say. So please don't be like, oh my god, that's wrong. No. I'm not a professional. Tip number 1, cut out any other drinks except for water. Water is so good for you guys. I always have a bottle of water about this size everywhere I go pretty much. I have one in my room, I have one when I go to college, and when I mean college, I don't mean university. It's something different in England. So yeah, a lot of you guys got confused and you were like, what, she's in university? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just in college, which isn't university. It's junior and senior year, I think. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, drink it. Even if you hate it right now, trust me, you will learn to love it. I used to hate water, made me feel sick. I got used to it. You will too. Coffee is still okay to have as long as you know what you're putting in your coffee. So no creamers, none of that. I think that's more of an American thing. I've never heard of like having a creamer in your coffee here. We usually just have milk in it. I usually just put a dash of skimmed milk in my coffee, which is like 0% fat or like 0.1% fat or something like that, but it's really good. And also I have my coffee with sweetener, which is also really good, so it's not too much. Also, green tea. I really recommend you guys go out and find yourself some green tea. If you've tried green tea before and you really don't like the taste, try some flavored ones that are really good. And also, if you get a decaf version, it tastes a lot better. I don't know why. Once they take out the caffeine, it just tastes alright, but I've gotten used to this taste and I'm completely fine with it. Or if you get this type, you should add some honey to it, because honey is natural and it makes it taste good. And also, us Brits love our tea. You can't live without your cup of tea, so you can still have your PG tips as long as you make sure you're putting some good stuff in it, just like I said with the coffee. Make sure you're not putting like 3 teaspoons of sugar in there and like half a cup of milk, you know what I'm saying? So just make sure you have your tea more sensibly. So yes, the reason I'm saying cut out any other drinks is because drinks just take up so many calories. Sometimes it's like a drink can have as many calories as a meal can, so it ends up being like just a little bit silly. Don't waste your calories in a drink, and drinks are usually full of sugar and bad stuff. Just sugar is the main one, and so I just really recommend you try and cut out any other drinks. No fizzy drinks or soda as some people call them. And yeah, cool. Tip number 2, always plan what you're gonna do, whether it's your workouts, whether it's your diet. Plan it. Plan what you're gonna eat a day in advance, because trust me, once you're hungry, you go crazy. So plan in advance what you're gonna eat. You're more likely to stay on track and not go off track. Also, same with your workouts. If you plan what you're gonna do, when you're gonna do it, you know, just make a schedule. I know I have a schedule, like this hour I'm gonna be doing this hour I'm gonna be doing that, and I have a to-do list, so I know what I'm gonna be doing that day. It's really just about getting more organized, because you know, balancing everything can get a little bit difficult. I know a lot of you guys are like, I can't really juggle stuff, and it's like, you can, as long as you plan stuff. Make a schedule for everything. And it sounds a little bit daunting at first, like, ugh, having a schedule, but trust me, once you get started with it, you will love it, because you feel so structured, so organized, and you'll just notice you'll get great results, not just in your weight loss, but life in general. Like, you'll stay on top of things because everything is just so planned and everything like that. So definitely learn to organize your time. Tip number 3, it can be quite hard to get started with your dieting and everything like that, so replace one meal with a fruit salad or just a regular salad. I know when I got started it was a little bit daunting just going straight into eating healthy, which I did do, but I wish I'd started easing myself in. It might have been a little bit easier. So maybe if you're finding it hard to do the full out healthy eating thing, then maybe just change one of your meals a day, and as you progress you can start to change all of your meals and get more used to it. But starting off with just replacing one meal is really great, just to get you guys started, get into the groove of things and stuff like that. Tip number 4, no eating past 7 p.m. I know a lot of us love to eat at night. I used to absolutely go crazy at night. Nighttime was my time to eat. I used to be like, yes, eat everything I can find. I'd have dinner and then after that I'd have another meal, which is ridiculous. So really try to clamp down on that, control yourself, and not eat past 7 p.m. And I know a lot of you guys, your schedules might not allow that, say if you come home quite late, so 8 p.m. is okay, but the reason I'm saying it is because your body needs time to digest the food. So if you eat and then you're gonna go to sleep, then whilst you're asleep, your metabolism really does slow down. So it's not, moving as much, so it's not burning as much energy. So a lot of that energy gets put away as fat storage. So, that's not a good time. That's not good for weight loss. So eat earlier, you will see a major difference. Okay, so tip number 5 is to do with your portions and what your plate should look like. So this is what my plate looked like when I was losing weight, and I would basically have 50% veggies, 30% protein, and 20% carbohydrates, as you can see. And this is a relatively small plate. We have much bigger dinner plates, and I switched from those plates to these plates because when you have a big plate, you feel like you need to fill out the whole plate as well. So having a smaller plate means you have smaller portions, so you'll feel fuller because you'll see a full plate. And I don't know, it's about your whole head situation. So this will work out. And actually sometimes I wouldn't have carbs with my dinner at all. I would have already had carbs early in the day. At dinner I would end up having like maybe a whole plate of broccoli and some white fish fillets. Basically, I didn't really have carbohydrates with my dinner. That is sort of what your plate should look like. Maybe you can change it around, but basically those are the proportions. You should be having more vegetables, you should be having more protein and less of the carbohydrates. Cool. Tip number 6, always have breakfast. People think they're cheating the system if they don't have breakfast because you're not usually that hungry in the morning, but you're not. You should have breakfast, trust me. Have a big breakfast to get you going in the day. You guys know I love my porridge. If you follow me on Instagram, porridge is so filling because it's a complex carb, and complex carbs release energy throughout the day, so they're always really good stuff to have. Ooh. Okay, now we're gonna be moving on to more of the exercising tips. So tip number 7, you need to be exercising at least 4 times a week. I know people say 3 or 2 times a week is enough, but really if you want to see those awesome results, that just make you feel awesome, it needs to be at least 4 times a week. So maybe you can work out Monday and Tuesday, take Wednesday off, and then Thursday and Friday, and then take the weekend off. Never take more than 2 days off working out though, never. More than 2 days and you will lose your momentum. So yeah, at least 4 times a week, and when I say 4, I mean 5, because really if you want to be hardcore, go for 5. I remember I used to work out at least 5 to 6 days a week, and that was running. I would go running for around 30 to 40 minutes every single day, and I used to take Sundays off. So yeah, you just have to be real hardcore with it. If you want to see results, put in the work. obviously. Tip number 8, you should be focusing more on cardio rather than anything else. You should focus more on your cardio because that is what will burn fat the most. And you should have about, I don't know, 80% cardio and then 20% strength training. And you can also think about interval training, which includes cardio and strength training together. And I did do interval training in the form of the 30-Day Shred by Jillian Michaels. It's a workout DVD. That was really good, but I found that I had to alternate between running and doing that if I wanted to see the weight loss. Tip number 9 is to try and get in some stretches, or if you want, you could try some yoga. Yoga is brilliant for stretching, really love it. And the last tip, but certainly not the least tip. Basically, tip number 10, learn to love yourself. I constantly say this over and over again. This is so underrated. I don't think people understand how important it is to learn to love yourself right now. Do not wait for the pounds to fly off and expect that when you're all like, hey. The thing is, when I lost weight, I actually lost weight way before I started telling people. I lost the 50 pounds a long time ago, guys. I think I was about 15. I'm 17 now, and I've only started to talk about it now because I've only started being proud of myself now. Before, I basically hated myself. I wasn't proud of myself. I still didn't feel good in my own skin, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that I was waiting for this miracle to happen. Fireworks, like, I'm at my goal weight. I should be so happy. Those are the fireworks. And there'd be a parade outside as I strutted down the street in my new body and stuff like that, and it did not happen. If anything, I was the most upset I had ever been about my body. I just didn't feel confident. It took me a good while to finally just be like, yes. I was about 16 when I finally just went, I need to learn to love myself. I need to understand that happiness and anything like that isn't to do with what weight or what you look like or anything like that. It is about how you feel on the inside, seriously. So if you're sitting here and you're still overweight or unhealthy, or you just don't feel good about your body and you want to change it, changing it will make you happy. What will make you happy is how good you feel. I am telling you guys, the reason I usually feel quite happy and in a good mood is usually because I work out, and those endorphins get you going, get you happy. I eat healthy, and eating healthy does get you in a super mood. It does. You're always in a super duper mood. So I'm just trying to tell you guys that please learn to love yourself now. Give yourself credit. Just, I don't know what else to do. I mean, I know I'm not fully there. I'm definitely not fully there. I make fun of myself at least, but over 100 times a day, I will make fun of myself and just be like, Scola, you are such a weirdo. Why do you look like that? Why are you making that face in that picture? Scola, stop it. But then at the end of the day, it's like, this is me, and I'm okay with that, and I don't want to be anybody else. And that's definitely another reason people get down on themselves. They're comparing themselves and everything like that. But I'm starting to ramble. I'm starting to talk way too much, and this was meant to be a short and snappy video. No. Anyway guys, I really do hope this video helped you with just some basic tips, even though I did start to ramble a little bit, a lot. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Bye!